So, after releasing their debut album in 1985, titled Skeptic's Apocalypse, yes, I botched that, they, of course, would have a lineup change because of guitar player Kurt Felt left to go on to form Holy Terror, and he gets replaced by new guitar player Bertie Versailles. So with Bertie Versailles and Juan Garcia, they released in 1986 an EP titled Mad Locust Rising. Now, this is practically, it is an EP, but there's only about 2 original tracks, 1 instrumental that serves as an intro, and 1 cover track. Now, of course, which is, the instrumental is actually the intro, and it's titled The Swarm Is Upon Us. Now, here it's kind of little, sounds, whatever, it's very ambient sounds and so forth, kind of, which is just used as a build-up to the title track, Mad Locust Rising. I might sound like I'm like a deer in headlights, but this track, the way it just starts with the main chugging riff, and of course everything from Chuck Profis, which is the drummer I was trying to name in the in my review for Skeptic's Apocalypse. Here, pounding drum, just going forth before raging into just this track is very much similar to what you got on Skeptic's Apocalypse, but it's a bit more vicious in its attack. It's more visceral. It's practically a serial killer taking its blade right up to your throat. This is just a fucking jaw-dropping track, and it's surprising how fast some of this, because when I first heard this back in 2009, yes, this was actually my introduction to Agent Steel. I knew about the releases, and I just decided to check out the Mad Locust Rising EP first, and when I heard this track, my jaw dropped, and it's because of this song on here. Taking arpeggios and at times, or even just very much power metal-esque licks, but it's all fast. This is even before Dragon Force kind of changed that whole style of real fast, melodic, sort of neoclassical riffing. But here, this is just done at thrashing speed. This is even kind of even faster than the track Death Rider, and he's sung off of the first Anthrax album, Fistful of Metal. This is just a raw, visceral U.S. power metal song. This is pretty much a power metal band on fucking crack. This, and the way that how they're able to fucking pull this off is unbelievable. Even for 1986, I don't think even a power metal band would able to kind of outdo a song such as this. Even this track also has a lot of riff progressions, and this is just, I don't think they were able to really recapture a sound just as this, the aggression. This is just a visceral power metal track that's just on thrashing speed. And of course you got John Cyrus, who's just wailing off his shit. He's really starting to really perfect his voice, even though on the first time you really kind of got what he's really much capable of, and he isn't no different on here, but on here he's just even more. He's just more lethal And that's also, I can just kind of say about this whole EP. This is a lethal EP. This just fucking pounds your fucking head into the ground. And of course you got their cover of The Ripper by Judas Priest, which is... It's pretty close to the original, but it still, at times, is definitely given a bit of the Agent Steel treatment. But it's not fast, but still has a very... It's still done very good. It's not offensive. If anything, it's still a very good cover, nonetheless. Definitely showing off where their influences really comes from. So, it's time to get to the last track, which is the most... If Mad Locust Rising wasn't really looked as a progressive track, this one right here is as progressive, kind of showing you what they were going to take with the follow-up album to Skeptic's Apocalypse. So here it's titled Let It Be Done, with, after it, The Day of Guyana. Now, Let It Be Done is definitely a fast track, but definitely has some good progressive moments also, because again, it goes from fast to then slow, heavy, crunching parts, to then back to just being fast. Of course, this is who knows? This has to probably do with the new guitar player Bernie Versailles, who's just him and Juan Garcia. Or it's like sometimes lineup changes. Is definitely apparent that lineup changes can change a sound. And that's definitely one thing about this whole EP as well. It's like Kirko Felt just had more of that real raw, visceral thrash sound. But Bernie Versailles takes that raw, visceral thrash sound, but combines it with the sort of neoclassical, melodic stuff that a lot of power metal bands were kind of doing at the time, but just give it more of a thrashier treatment. And it's definitely also due to Juan Garcia, and this track is pretty much just that. And the riff progressions from here is good. Again, Let It Be Done, which is the fast part, and then you got the last part that ends the actual EP, and that is titled The Day of Guyana. Now, this is just a slow, heavy, crushing track. Again, this just shows the more progressive side of Agent Steel, just going from one killer riff to one after, and here this is pretty much kind of almost a breather, because of you just got your ass whipped by tracks such as Mad Locust Rising, and then with some of the parts of the, Let It Be Done, and this is just like, it's like done. And yet it's for an EP that's not very long at all. It's like you were even given a cover of Judas Priest's The Ripper that even at times kind of feels like you just got your fucking neck whipped. And after this, it's like you just you were like relieved, because of you just got your ass whipped by these fucking tracks. I don't know how else better to put it, because this is just almost an awe-inspiring EP. Whatever this band was able to were capable of, they fucking proved it on this. But this is just a EP, kind of like with Slayer's Haunting the Chapel. What a fucking great EP nonetheless. It's definitely kind of like with that, it's like you're just left speechless. But this was only a bit of a taster for what was about to come with the next release. So with that, if you have heard the Mad Locust Rising EP, what are your thoughts? If you have any thoughts, you can post your comments down below. This is Heavy Thrasher saying I'm out. It's time to get on to the other album. See you on the other side.